Hello, everyone. This is Jennifer Sanchez. How are you doing this morning? We are super excited this morning. It's a brand new week. You are listening to the Wise Coffee Chat, morning coffee chat show. And every morning at 7:15 on every Monday morning, we are on live. So I'm the founder of the Women's Institute of Self-Development and Efficacy. Thank you for joining us. This is a conversation to help you, inspire you, motivate you, right? A little bit of inspiration, conversation, and motivation. So that is me, and I will give it to my co-host for the month. I gotta go this way.
This way, that way. Good
Mari-
morning. Like Jennifer said, I'm Marisel Melendez, and I have my cup for the week to start it off. We have to like a boss.
Mm, I love the cup. Love the cup. And then, of course, we have our special guest. And Marisol, did you finish? I apologize. I'm here interrupting.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
And Marisol, actually go in and remind everyone who you are.
No, everybody should know who I am. If you didn't know, okay, now you're gonna know. I am Marisel. I am Ponce. I'm in Ponce Life. I am an author at today's Inspire Latina. I'm just an author of a book that's being released today. It's called Hispanic Stars Rising. What else? Ponce Restaurant, 4313 West Fullerton. Don't forget, I'll be there. Say hello. And we got some coquito. So let's the holidays begin.
Nice.
And I am Boricua Talks.
Yes.
Find us on YouTube with the beautiful Elizabeth that Jennifer's going to introduce. Thank you for joining us this morning. And I hope everybody has their coffee because this is going to be some very interesting topics. And stay tuned.
Yay. Yes.
That's who I am.
Marisol, I love the coquito, so this is gonna be fun. We always go into alcohol in these conversations.
That's what you get. That's what you get when you have me.
Yes, coquito. I'll be having some of that real soon.
Yeah, so we have the Boricua Talk ladies here. So Elizabeth, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Colón-Rivera, and I am president and founder of an award-winning interpreting and translation company called Metaphrosys Language and Culture Solutions. That's my primary job. My second job is as president of the National Association of Women Business Owners, the Chicago chapter. I am the first Latina president in their 43-year history. I am a two-time co-author, same books that Marisel is in, and I am one of the co-hosts with Marisel Melendez on Boricua Talks. And that's who I am because my list can go long.
Yes, it can. I've seen it. So awesome. Congratulations. I didn't know that. So
oh yes.
That's awesome. So we have, just to let you guys know, Jeanette is saying she's drinking Cuban coffee this morning.
Good morning.
So she said, hi, ladies. So of course, we're going to go into our coffee time.
Awesome.
So this is the part where you guys just let us know, what are you drinking this morning, whether it's tea, coffee, water, what do you put in it? We love to hear the unique ways people drink their coffee because we've heard some very bizarre ways to let you know, and they're interesting. I'm like, oh, okay, we could work with this. So what are you drinking, Elizabeth, this morning?
So I have a cup of coffee. And actually, I rotate depending on my mood. And today I wanted some Intelligesta, which is what I made. However, a couple weeks ago, I was at a girlfriend's house and she made coffee and she put a cinnamon stick in it. And I would do it after the fact, but this time I actually did what she did, which is put it in as it's dripping. And so I want to say that I'm having cinnamon coffee this morning, and it tastes really good.
Yes, love it.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds yummy. What about you, Marisel? What do you have in that cup? Tell me it's not coquito. No, just joking.
No, not today. Not, it's too early. I'm like, I had to roll out of bed and I'm like, I woke up like this. No, I've been up for a while. This is my second cup, and today I decided to drink Dunkin' Donuts K-Cup Original.
Mm.
So I'm simple. I don't get all, how you call it, like adding half of this or half of almond milk. No, I'm simple. Un café Bustelo, un café de Dunkin' Donuts, y vámonos.
Nice.
But it is interesting how everybody drinks their coffee, and then now I want to try a cinnamon stick. ¿Viste? We learned something.
Yes, I remember at one event, and I think I shared it. Someone put nutmeg instead of putting sugar or having to put nutmeg in it, and a lot of women loved it. So I thought it was it was strong, it was potent, but it was good. It was a good taste. So
nice.
So I'm drinking McCafe Colombiana again. I'm not even gonna lie. I haven't bought new K-cups, so
you're drinking what's in your cupboard.
Exactly. That's what I am drinking this morning. But we have the ladies jumping on. Maria Vargas said, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
We have Elizabeth. She said, that is how I am having my coffee, Elizabeth. Yamale, also good morning. So this is great. We got the ladies jumping on. And as you guys are jumping on, just keep sharing what you're drinking this morning with us. Remember, this is an interactive show. So feel free to post your comments and your opinions so that we can broadcast them live as well. So last week was well, how about we go into this whole, we have a president-elect, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Joe Biden. And of course, we don't go political here, y'all.
No.
I don't want to hear it. But we are definitely, last week was a interesting week. So share your thoughts on what were you guys doing to handle last week, because I think it was crazy.
It was crazy, and all I kept thinking is, where am I going to be at when they announce it? So it was like 10 minutes before I stopped watching TV, and I went and I took a shower. I went to take a shower, get ready for Ponce. And when I get out, I get a text. And I'm like, oh, so that's where I was going to be, in the shower.
She was in the shower.
But see, the thing is about that, I was thinking about it, taking a shower, it's cleansing. So now they're cleaning the office as well. So it all rolls into, something, make something out of it.
I like that way of thinking. You cleanse. So
yes.
Yeah, I kind of gave up. I was like, I thought Tuesday night we would hear something and nothing happened. And I was like, maybe Wednesday and nothing was happening. And I was like, I'm not doing this no more. Like, if you can't give me the results, I'm done watching you. Until finally on Saturday, it's like, oh, you have a new president. I said, oh, great. Finally.
Yeah, right. I didn't watch the elections. I felt like my energy needed to be placed somewhere else. And I knew that they were not going to call it that night, because that's normally what happens. They never really normally call it that night. And so I have a family or rather my siblings, who loves text messaging. We have a little group chat. So I get news from them, and it was blowing up my phone, but I refused to look at it. And I actually watched a Netflix movie instead, went to bed early, and got my beauty sleep, if you want to call it. And then I just kind of flowed with the week, because a lot of people were stressed out over this, and I was not going to allow that to happen to me until Saturday. Honestly, I don't even know what I was doing Saturday I think I was cleaning. And then I finally decided that I would watch the speech at 7:00. And that's the first time that I started to tune in to kind of what was happening with the presidential election. But before that, nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Where were you, Jennifer? Where were you? I'm just curious where people were doing at that moment when, like me, I wasn't paying attention no more.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm not paying attention anymore either. So I want to say I probably was cleaning also, and I was just kind of doing stuff around the house.
Cleaning. That was a sign.
Yeah, because I remember on Tuesday, I said I'm gonna go for a walk, and I'm gonna go
Mm.
like a Michoacana and go get like a, some sort of ice cream. It was nice, and I was like, let me just go for a walk and get something with my girls. And I just left it alone. I was like, I'm not gonna worry about this no more. But the memes were hilarious, though.
Oh yeah, they were.
So I see people commenting. Mary was in the shower too.
Cleaning.
She says she was stressed so much she lost weight.
I wish.
Andrea says, yes, we can breathe a little better now. Melissa, I stopped paying attention. Maria said, I was addicted to CNN all week. And of course, when I wasn't watching, they announced it.
There you go. See?
Yeah. And I think actually I follow you, Elizabeth. So weren't you at Starved Rock on Saturday? Was it Saturday or Sunday when you went?
That was no mentira. I was in Starved Rock.
Oh, see?
Yeah, that's right. But I was cleaning in the morning because they announced it early, didn't they?
Yeah,
and then we went for the happy walk.
Oh, nice.
That's what we ended up doing. Yes, because it was interesting how kind of the world lifted, right? Like there was a sense of relief in the air, and it seemed like it brought out people, and people just started to just try to go about their normal lives when they heard the announcement because. I started, to watch CNN also for certain parts of it. And I started getting text messages like, today's just a better day, right? Everybody was like, today's just a better day. And that was sort of like going back to what Marisel said, a little bit of the cleansing, right? Here we go. This is a new kind of day for us all. And yeah, so I was in Starved Rock. See, I have a really bad short-term memory. Sometimes, someone had a conversation with me. We did a Zoom for the family a week ago. And the next morning I woke up and I told my husband, did someone say XYZ on the Zoom, yesterday? He's like, no. I'm like, oh, like my memory is, I think it's the entrepreneur in me of having so many things in my head that I would forget one thing to the next. And then I was like, okay, I think I was dreaming or I completely forgot.
Go ahead, Melissa.
It happens to us all.
Yes.
Yeah, it's totally true. I think, and the only reason why I know is because I love Starved Rock. So when I saw that you went there, I was like, oh, Starved Rock, and I commented but I don't know if any of you have TikTok. Did any of you any of you guys get on TikTok by any chance?
I have it.
Okay,
I haven't used it the way I should, but I do have it and I do watch it.
These kids, I'm so amazed with these videos that young people put on there, and everyone was making fun of Nevada. Like, I think there was TikToks all about Nevada, and like people were like coming in like, so this is how I count one, like Dora the Explorer, or I forgot what they were doing, but I couldn't stop laughing at all these memes about Nevada because, or some people were like, it's Nevada, not Nevada. So how do you pronounce Nevada? Like, I don't know.
I gotta check it out because I didn't see any, but I did see one on Facebook about, remember the machine at Chuck E. Cheese where we would take the kids the tickets and they need a Chuck E. Cheese machine.
It's got those ballots.
Said it kind of real quick.
Yeah, that was interesting. And even
It
like
was.
do you guys remember Sleeping Beauty, the scene where the little fairies were fighting? Where it's like pink, blue.
Yes.
So they were doing that as what's happening in our country. We're like, red,
oh my God.
blue, red.
Wow.
So we have people saying the anticipation was over. Thank goodness. Yes, they were so funny. We have Jeanette. She said, official elect via media. I believe have not heard the last of this.
Oh, absolutely not. It was really interesting going back to the kind of the announcement that they actually said that our current president has to go through the 7 stages of grieving I thought that was interesting. I don't know if it was intended to be funny, but I was like, wow, like,
Mm.
yeah, now he's going to go through the 7 stages of grieving.
Oh no,
Yes.
anger, denial, right?
Well,
Whatever those 7 stages are, which I'm going to be looking up because I'm curious myself, that they actually said that on the news that's he was going to go
Yeah.
through, because when he got elected, he went immediately into his motorcade and took off from the golf course.
Oh, well, I'm sure one of the
cortando
ladies is
vena.
gonna write it. Oh no.
No, there was one. There was one that said, from the White House, one door closes and the other one opens, and it's a jail cell.
Oh my. Yeah, people are hilarious with these
Mhm.
memes, and what people come up. I'm sure someone will put the stages of grief in the chat. I'm pretty sure someone will share it. I know ones like they don't believe it, they get angry, there's denial, and then I don't remember the other ones, but
Okay.
I wonder if people really do presidents. It could be a funny thing, but now I'm wondering, do people really get upset and go through grieving when they, or not people, I should say presidents, right? Do they go through the 7 stages of grief?
Well, if they cut it short for 4 years, yeah, because they wanted to be there for 8. So
Yeah.
I'm
Well, I don't know
sure
that.
he ese hombre tiene la vena like ready to burst.
Oh,
I said, if
oh,
somebody needs to call 911, that vein's gonna burst.
Right. Well, I
yeah,
think if you're a very competitive person in life in
Yes.
general, a loss
Yes.
comes very hard to you.
Yes.
And I can only imagine that I can't say that somebody would go through the entire 7 steps of grieving, but there is a grieving process that comes with losing when you're such a competitive person. More so when you want to control the outcome, right? And it doesn't go your way. You tend to react differently than other people would.
yeah, yeah.
And I can see that.
I,
Hmm.
I can see that too. And I'm sure now he'll be happy to go back to his normal dandy life, right? His wife might have you seen those memes of his wife, right? She don't want to touch his hand.
She's
She don't
filing
want to
for divorce.
be ish because I watched
No,
those, oh my goodness. I watched those memes and he tries to hold her hand and she'll like smack his hand off. Have you guys seen that?
I didn't see
No.
that one.
Oh, that is so hilarious. There's at
No.
least 5 clips of him always reaching for her hand and she like shoos him off.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh, you're in trouble.
Well, let's keep in mind one thing, which is something. See, it's funny because Marisel would attest to this. I don't watch the news. I try not to watch it. I don't get involved. But this one made me watch the news to see what was going on. But let's all remember that our current president did not do 2 full terms, which means, and they say that he might run again in 2024,
Yes, I was like,
complete a second term.
but that's okay because our voices are heard, and people come out and they know they have to come out and vote and make a difference if they want to change it. If they're not going to be lazy and let him be even on a ballot. So
Yeah, yeah.
no
I think
worries there. No worries.
yeah. The numbers were high this time for people voting in the minority and
Yes.
women, right? So that I mean, even though I see a lot of the number of women that came out to vote was high, the number of minorities that came out to vote was
Yes.
high,
Yes.
which is great. Which I don't remember the exact date, but it's right behind like 1964. Someone probably knows the facts. But I guess when I looked at the numbers, this is like the second highest number of voters that actually came out to vote in comparison to a date in the 60s, which I'm assuming was connected to Jim Crow laws or something, with
Yeah.
when Black people can start voting. I'm assuming, but I might be wrong. So whoever wants to correct me on the chat, go for it. All opinions and thoughts welcomed.
I understood it as this was the highest voting ever in history.
Okay.
We had
I might be wrong.
approximately 150 million people, which is half of the world, voting. And if you calculate those numbers, there were probably millions and millions of people who were not able to vote because they're not of age, right? They may be of illegal status, whatever their reasonings, but 150 million votes is a lot. But we also have to keep in mind that those votes, even though President-elect Biden won, it was still split. almost, right?
Mhm.
So we still have a problem in this world when it comes to who we favor. And we can't forget that. And we shouldn't forget that just because this happened. He won by, I don't know, 4 million votes, which is great, but we were almost divided in
Yeah,
votes.
Yeah,
makes
no, and then see, you just said Biden, and my thought just went out the window. Poof, what I was gonna say.
yeah,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Come back to me, but I do have a good point to make when it comes back. It's too early. Let me get a sip of coffee.
I'm sure I'll come back to you so we can talk. I think this is actual history, right, in the making as was Kamala Harris, right?
Oh, I got it.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Go for it,
I
Marisel.
told you I needed a sip. I said that this election, overall, you look at it, it's like the first for everything. The first, the first numbers, the first Pennsylvania, everything's the first. So that is something to look positive, that change comes in different forms of coming out and voting and making a difference. But
Right.
we did make a first. Everybody made a first here. The house is full. It's a first for everything. So,
Yeah,
and it's the 1st of November. No.
it's that's a good
Yeah,
thing. That's a
it
good
is.
thing. We have Jeanette, she said, so true again, Elizabeth, divided we are. And actually we have Mary, she did share the seven it's shock, denial, pain,
Um,
guilt, anger, bargaining, depression, reconstruction, and work through acceptance and hope. Like there's a lot of
That'll
work.
take them several weeks to make that phone call.
Oh, yeah, because
yeah.
he hasn't conceded yet, correct?
No,
If I'm
No.
not mistaken. Yeah.
No.
he won't.
He has
Yeah,
to.
he
He
has
won't.
to.
Probably January 19th, the day
Me.
before.
Yeah, probably. It's
Hey,
okay.
we should start posting and talking about that. How long is it gonna take?
Let's
I
keep
give it
track.
10 weeks. I give it like the day before, January 19th.
Yeah, okay.
Hmm.
I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement. I think so. It probably take him so long. That's a stubborn
Yeah.
man. So
Very
definitely.
much so. And they talked about that as well too, that he is his own person. He does things his own way, and that the norm, don't expect the norm.
No.
It's not going to happen like it would normally would. So let's be
Yeah.
patient to see what happens, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I'm glad, even though we are divided, I'm glad that overall there weren't riots, right?
Yes.
And I was anticipating there was rumors going around that
Mhm.
potential civil wars might have happened, and I mean, I'm glad that just didn't happen this
Yeah.
week, because we're still trying to come back and bounce back from
Mhm.
everything that's happened already, especially the small business community.
Sure.
So I'm glad that didn't happen. If anything, I'm glad that at least in the city of Chicago, people were celebrating downtown and dancing in the streets. So
Yeah.
that's good. That's a good
That was
sign.
pretty awesome to see.
It was
Yeah.
really nice to see that, no rioting, no, just unity and
Hmm.
celebration. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's talk about Kamala Harris. This one's also
Wow, that was, oh my God, I felt, I wasn't sure about her initially. And then she spoke, and I was just so admired her for her words, for her encouragement. I mean, she's the first of many things for the country. And I think she's going to do well. And I love, not only she's the first vice president female minority, her husband is the first sir, madam of the house, and the first Jewish in the White House. So there's a lot of firsts, like Marisel said, about in this whole kind of experience that we all went through. And she's going to be good to balance sort of what's happening. And Biden is intelligent and he's wonderful, but I think the mix of the diversity and the ideas is going to serve really well. I love seeing everyone come out of, when the whole family came out, the kids, the grandchildren, and there was just different colors popping up in that. That was just a sight to see and be proud of. when we talk about diversity, because diversity inclusion is it's such a big deal right now, right, in our country as well. And here we have it up front and close. We were able to see that. And it was interesting because I saw her daughter and I was like, wait, I can't figure this out. What, is she married to this man like forever, or what's the deal? So I quickly had to Google her and realize that this was her second marriage and they've been only married 6 years. She has one daughter, and that's where the two little Morenitas came, and then he had his own. So they're a blended family, which makes it pretty cool also.
That is really nice.
Yes, you feel
Yeah.
the diversity right there. And it like we said earlier, it's like we could breathe because her speech was so empowering. And then I just love how she rocks those suits.
Yes, she does.
That suits, I love it. And when in her speech, I felt her talking to me, talking to my granddaughters, and she said, I am the first, like I always say, I'm the first, but it won't be the last woman in that position. So kudos to her. And I'm excited for more of her speeches to encourage me every day in my everyday life and decisions, because si ella puede, yo puedo, tú puedes.
That's good. That's good.
Change.
Yes, I love that. And I love, she's Southeast Asian and Jamaican. I love how she's multicultural and biracial, and I'm sure she can identify with the minority community and the Hispanic community and the Southeast Asian. She's so relatable, like you said, right? Which I think is really nice to see. And I love that she wears, so I noticed she's big on Converse. I don't know if you guys
I didn't notice.
I seen her, wear her pantsuit and her gym shoes. Remember, Elizabeth, one of the events I went to? See? Yeah. They're watching me, my style. That's my style. That's my girl.
Yeah. You watch her, and she's wearing her suits, and then Converse. So I know that I saw a meme or I saw something on the social media, and women were like, "Oh, I'm buying 3 pairs of Converse." I'm like, "Oh, hold on there, lady. Like, wait, what's going on here? Should I buy Converse now?"
That's funny. I remember when Converse wasn't a big deal when we were kids.
Yeah, I got 3 pairs of Converse, so I think there's a connection there.
I have a couple. I loved how she was jogging and she called Joe Biden. Did you see that little Snapchat of her being really excited and just being a normal person, jogging down wherever she was in a park? But that she was so cool. She was just so happy. I was just like so happy for her to see that. Like, you did it. It was pretty cute.
Yeah, that was really.
That gave goosebumps. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that was good. So we have some comments coming in. Yeah, Malet said they are going into courts today for lawsuits. Jeanette said Gore thought he was president for like 35 or 37 days. And then Maria said, when the U-Haul truck shows up. And then Mary said, here white suit was a symbol of the suffrage movement of the early 20th century, when activist organizations fought for women to have the right to vote. Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah.
I did notice a lot of people were saying, and I did in fact check this, a lot of women came out, but half of the women that voted did vote for the Republican or Trump. But a lot of memes were saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we were given the right to vote, but you're still voting for someone that your daddy tells you to, or something like that. Did you guys see that meme?
No.
And I was like, oh, that's an interesting comment there.
Yeah. I struggle with this whole election and how people were voting, how they were feeling. I was having conversation with friends. I was seeing postings from family members. And the bottom line is we have the right to vote, right? We have this freedom to vote. And we get to choose who we want to vote for, because it's going to really be based on what you believe in. And everybody that voted, my friends, my family, if they voted the opposite of me, for me, it's okay that they did that because they have their reasons. I took a long time to think about who I was going to vote for. I was looking at what was being done for our economy and for our country. I was also seeing like what wasn't being done for our country, right? How everything was approached, how, what was tomorrow going to bring. I'm a person that I'm older. I'm not older, I make myself sometimes seem older, but I'm in my 50s, right? I don't want to work for the rest of my life. So I thought about what was my future going to look like when I start entering retirement. So I started thinking about a lot of things when I was doing this process. And this is the first time ever that I took my ballot and I looked up every single person on that ballot.
I did the same thing.
You did the same, to see who they were, what they were offering, and what, if I was making the right move. So when I see people posting, like, if you voted for the opposite, person than I did, then you're not my friend if you believe in this. Well, I think that's completely wrong and it's off, right? Because we can agree to disagree, but then you take it a step further and you start seeing those postings of, which is very true, Biden or Trump is going to be there for you when you stop talking to your family members. It's your friends and your families that we need to remain united. Instead of bickering about who you voted. And that's why people say don't talk about religion or politics, but we should be able to have these conversations constructively, share each other's point of view, and respect that, period. Respect it, period. And everyone came out and that's what they did. I see, and it saddens me that people are not talking to each other because of this. And we need to remember that we have a fundamental right, freedom, and liberty to vote for whoever we want to vote for, regardless of what that looks like and regardless of the outcome, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely, I agree.
Definitely. That's why I always take the fifth. Who are you voting for?
That's funny because she did tell me that, because I was just like, I'm just curious. She did. Before we went on live last week, I was like, I'm just curious. I don't want to first of all, when I ask, not because I want to judge you, or I'm like, oh yeah, Marisel is voting for this person. Like, it's okay. I just was curious to know what your political views or who you resent, because I did the same thing. I literally sat there and I Googled, and did you see who was running for the Socialist Party, right? Like, I was like, yeah, I was like, who's this woman? So I started Googling her. I was like, oh, she's done a lot of pretty cool things. I don't even remember her name, to be honest with you, Elizabeth.
No, I agree.
But I thought it was cool that she was really involved in the Latino community, but I've never heard of her. I never heard.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's not enough campaign funds. There's not enough money to push their agendas. That's what I'm assuming why we didn't hear about these other parties, right? But we have Jeanette. She said, "Amen, Elizabeth. Agree to disagree."
Yep.
And then, yes, I agree with you, Elizabeth. Such a good point. So I think that's good. I don't. Thankfully, I didn't sever any relationships based off my political views.
Yeah, that's good. We got out of this. Now we
all survived.
Just unite and move forward. Okay.
I think I shared one political post, and I put out there, I'm voting for my community, because a lot of times when I vote based off my community. That's just me. Someone disagreed with it, and I said, do you, boo? Great. I'm glad.
I like that. Boo.
I am so glad that this is your thought. And I agree with different perspectives. There's a little bit. I agree with different perspectives, and there's some things that I do agree on the opposing side that makes sense. But I'm more inclined to vote this way. That's all.
Right.
That's why we have the right to vote for who we want.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Absolutely.
But moving forward, because I want to talk about the turkey.
There you go.
Everybody forgetting about the turkey.
Gobble gobble. Yes.
Gobble gobble. One thing I did hear about the turkeys this year, as we talk about it, is that they're making them smaller because there's not going to be big gatherings, which is what I need, a very small turkey.
I know. I went to Target, and this is before 2 or 3 days before Halloween. So you have Halloween, and then you have Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm like, you have to look in between to find a little turkey to put on your, kitchen counter or table. Thanksgiving was just blended in there into Christmas.
You're right. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've seen any Thanksgiving
No,
decorations. Like,
no, it's like
I
nope.
don't think
Now
that they
let's go to
really
Christmas.
do. I don't know that we really have Thanksgiving. I almost see like the Halloween stuff kind of combined with the Thanksgiving because you can still keep all your pumpkin decorations for
Yeah,
Halloween, and then you have the little decors that have little fall leaves and stuff. So, like when I broke down my Halloween stuff, I kept some of my stuff outside because it kind of transitioned into harvest time.
yeah, that's
So I don't
true.
know
mm,
that we see a lot of things in the stores related to Halloween because Halloween to Thanksgiving because also a lot of people put up their Christmas tree for Thanksgiving Eve, right?
mhm.
It kind of
Mhm.
carries over. It's like I was thinking about already taking my decorations out for the holidays this weekend
Go
so that
ahead,
I can have it
girl.
for the Halloween. No
Go
Christmas
ahead.
tree though.
Let's decorate because around here, like every other house has their Christmas lights, and I see it like more uplifting, more positive. It's just good vibes. Seeing what it's all about. It's about the kids. Christmas is
Mm.
about the kids and celebrating with friends and their smiles. So I am probably by next weekend on Monday. You'll see a Christmas tree if I find it because I'm putting up my Christmas tree early.
Oh, I'm
I
sure
am
you'll
one of those
find it.
persons.
I'm sure.
Yes.
They've seen Thanksgiving stuff at Walmart. Um, Jeanette said go to Hobby Lobby, see it all there. I think they just opened a Hobby Lobby on the north side of Chicago.
Yeah, the
Nice.
hip.
On the hip, yeah. We're neighbors, Marisel. We're like neighbor suburbs.
Not for long, not for long,
You're
not for
leaving
long.
me.
I am moving.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yes.
And Mary said there are only pumpkins that say blessed and grateful.
So yeah.
Yeah. So you know, I guess a small turkey is gonna be it. I love that you said they're not making them big. So they're not plumping them with all those
No.
hormones to make them.
Exactly right.
They should be plump with this COVID and everybody inside. They should have been,
Yeah.
eating more. They should have been bigger this year.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Right.
You
I
would
mean,
think everybody else is big. I'm big.
We don't need to get bigger. My God.
So they put our turkeys on a diet so we won't
yeah.
eat too
Yes.
much.
We're gonna have skinny turkeys. It was interesting when we had the retreat in September. I saw for the first time wild turkeys just roaming the fields.
Ooh,
They were
yeah.
just like, I was like, are these neighborhood turkeys or like what is
Wow.
this? Like they
That's
were just hanging
interesting.
out. I was like,
Wow.
oh, cool. I never seen that. So that was Michigan for you guys. Just wanted to throw that out.
I know I missed that retreat.
I know it's
Oh yeah.
okay. Um, Yamalet said, Hobby Lobby is my favorite store, but can't go there so much because I would be broke. So,
Yeah. So I hear.
I haven't been
I actually
there.
went to Hobby Lobby for the first time ever about 2 months ago with a girlfriend of mine. Never been in there. She's like, you have to go. And of course you do. You do go broke when you go in there because I left with a lot of stuff that I never even used. I just liked it and purchased it and said I was going to do this with it and did nothing with any of it.
yeah, I can tell. I always hear Hobby Lobby. It's more of a suburb, like far. I've heard of them like far north suburbs. I
Mm-hmm.
never made a trip out there to go check it out, and now it's by me, so I'm like, oh, I'm kind of nervous to go in there.
Good luck.
I haven't been there. I haven't been there. Maybe I should stay away until I do my move. I move next
Yes.
weekend. So after I move, then I'll go to Hobby Lobby.
Oh, there you go. Then start fresh. It's always,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, I love moves because you kind of throw out stuff. You're forced to purge. You're forced to do all this stuff. So yeah, good. It's gonna be fun. This is good.
We'll do some Hobby
Yes.
Lobby. I'll tell you next week about Hobby Lobby.
Okay. Yeah.
How that
Let's
experience went.
yeah. Let's talk about it. I know they're the only store. I've heard Hobby Lobby doesn't open on Sundays, so
Right.
that's something. The fun fact to throw out there.
Oh, interesting.
So we have a couple tips about Hobby Lobby. She said, so true about Hobby Lobby. Use the 40% coupon.
Yes, Jeanette. I used that 40% coupon. I still paid a lot of money.
I'm a coupon girl. I'm gonna get a coupon.
Angel said, I decorate my home with their stuff. I love it.
Yes.
And yes, you will find amazing decorations for the home. Make sure you get the 40% off coupon. Okay, now I know there's
Yes.
a 40% coupon.
That's right.
Actually, Yamile has a question. She said, "Do you have any good turkey recipes? I made one stuffed with trifongo, and it was delicious."
That
Oh,
does sound really good.
All
nice.
right. Remember,
We
I need.
sell packages at Ponce of our turkey, and the difference of our turkey is that we season it like if you hicieron pernil. So it does give it,
Oh,
yeah, with the same seasoning from the pernil, we do our turkeys.
And I
okay.
do the same thing.
What's trifongo? Yeah, remember, I'm Mexican. Speak.
Plátano maduro,
Got it.
Y yuca, le echan
yuca.
yuca.
That's
Mhm.
what trifongo is. Okay,
Yes.
yeah. Yamile be throwing
Actually,
words at me, and I'm like, I don't know what you're saying.
it sounds really good. I never tasted it like that, but it sounds good. For I'm a baker. I could taste it for you. I'll let you
Yeah,
know. Give us a piece,
yeah.
Jamile.
I'm gonna share a fail last year. I had a turkey fail last year. So, have you guys ever, and I probably shared it on social media, and I thought it was so cool. When you take a turkey and you cut it from the middle and you kind of flatten it out,
Okay.
and it's supposed to cook a lot cook. Why am I saying words wrong today? Cook a lot faster. I think it's called spatched turkey or something like that. Have you ever heard of it?
Mm-mm.
So you cut the inside of the big bone on the inside, and then you can flatten it down so it'll just be two big breasts, just like hanging out. And I cooked it. She's Marisel laughing. And they say you could cook it in 1 hour. It said 1 hour was enough. And I had a small turkey. It wasn't a huge turkey. It turned out that this sucker wasn't cooked complete.
Oh no, yeah, not 1 hour.
You need like 4 hours.
That's what, when you make the regular turkey, I know I've made it the regular way, just put it in its juices. It takes me usually 4 hours. And I was like, 1 hour, that's what the recipe calls for. And yeah, it was not cooked. It was a little,
No.
yeah, it was bad. It was a, so don't do that version of cooking turkeys. That went totally
No.
wrong.
Well, my turkey blooper was, I grew up in a home with my mother cooked everything for us. So when we were released into the world, a lot of me included, my siblings, we didn't know how to cook, right? Because my mother did everything. And so every time we needed to learn something or wanted a recipe, we would call my mother. So one year when I made my turkey,
Mhm.
you know how they have that bag in the inside that you're supposed to pull it out? Well, I cooked my turkey with that and all the little poppy thing or whatever you have to take out. And then we cooked. Everybody was like, "What's that?" I'm like, "What's what?"
That
I was
extra touch.
like,
You had that extra touch. I know
"Oh my gosh!"
people love that inside stuff. The
Oh, yes.
bag of goodies.
Yeah.
To make soup, especially, I don't even look at it. I just throw it right in the garbage.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. The neck. The
You love.
neck y la molleja. Oh my
Ugh.
God, girl. Don't throw that bag away if I'm coming over.
I'm saving it for you.
I just throw it in the juices, and I'm like, let it cook with everything. I think what I do is I use mojo when I do the original recipe, mojo and a white vinegar, or not white wine vinegar is what I use for my turkey. So that's usually,
Ooh.
yeah, just throw those two things together with ajo and sazon and all that, and yeah, that's what I do with my turkey usually. But don't spatch the turkey. That was totally
not for an hour. 3
That-
hours.
So we have some people saying here, and let us know how you're making your turkey, everyone. So yes, I was just going to say that, Marisel, my uncle married a PR woman, and she made it once, and we never let her stop making it since.
That happened
20 years ago.
Yeah, mommy knows what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Jeanette calls it pavochon.
That's what it is. It's pavochon.
Nice. And then yes, you are correct, Jennifer. I do my chicken that way, so it's called spatch. I wasn't sure. And then
Like this.
yes.
How are we gonna remember?
Just remember too big breath.
Too big breath. I'm a breast girl. That's what I like.
There you go. And then God forbid I throw that away. My husband and dad would be mad.
See,
See,
Yeah.
that bag is the best.
it
Yeah.
is. It has some nutrients in there, that's for sure, from what I hear. But that's okay. I'm going to bypass it again, and whoever wants it can have it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And use Morgan David. I'm not sure what Morgan David
Me
is.
either.
So let us know. But this
Sounds
is
like a whiskey. It sounds like a whiskey to me.
it does sound like a whiskey. See, we're always going to talk about alcohol on this show at some point.
Well, you know what? One tradition I have a tradition for Thanksgiving is I have a lot of grandkids. So once we get together, the kids are so excited about doing collages. So I get all the books like from Toys R Us. Well, not Toys R Us anymore, but from Target, Walmart,
Amazon.
huh?
Amazon.
Amazon, oh yeah, that book. I like, ay Dios mío, pero, and then we do collages. So, it's getting together, having our dinner, and the kids doing of what they want. And then I'm like, girl, we need to put a sliding scale now on those gifts though, because eso está bien caro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My 10-year-old Nathaniel, he's like, Grandma, I want an iPhone. I'm like, I don't have an iPhone 12. I know you want me to get you one. I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
I thought
But it's
Go ahead.
traditions. That's one of my traditions for Thanksgiving.
Nice, nice. I just wanted to throw in there. Amazon was really slick with how they threw in those toy books this year. Because
And they were the first ones.
Mhm.
Those were the first ones that I saw. They're like, bam.
Yep. They're like, oh, you need your toys. Here it is. No more toys.
Here it is.
I don't have kids, so. I mean, I have grown kids. Let me change that. No coloring books here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they knew. Oh, they have kids. Let's throw them their Amazon book. But
Yeah.
it was so sad when Toys R Us closed down. It was a sad experience for me. It was.
They'll bring something back. I think that COVID has taught us a lot of new lessons. Being more grounded and being at home and being more involved with family. Somebody's going to come up with a really nice toy store, which is going to bring back all the board games that we used to play with.
Yes, I think
I just bought Twister.
Did you? Are you gonna
from Home Goods?
Are you gonna use
it? We're gonna be playing Twister on Thanksgiving. That's kind of an activity for the kids. You gotta keep those kids busy.
Cool. Oh yeah,
okay.
That's fun. That's fun. I don't think I could do it, but that's fun. Like
we could try after some coquito.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. So we have yes, my kids already started picking their toys. And Mary said it is a sweet wine. That's what Morgan David is. A sweet
wine. It sounded like a Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan. Yep, it did. It did. All right. Well, I think this was a fun conversation. We had a lot of good stuff to talk about. So do you ladies want to share any announcements before we wrap up and final words?
Go, Elizabeth. Go, Elizabeth. You got a lot.
Let's see. Here's my list.
High five. High five.
So it was a treat to be on the show. Jennifer, thank you for the invitation. The only announcement I have is that on December 3rd and 4th, we have the largest Midwest Latina Expo coming to you. The Eventbrite is already up. We have a wonderful lineup. Jennifer Sanchez is one of them, and Marisel Melendez is another one. We're going to be talking about business, health, wellness. We're going to be talking about leadership and diversity. We're going to talk about the importance of why coaching or mentorship groups are important. And then we're going to also have the 3 Young Latina Talk winners present their stories. And so it's going to be fun. We have some amazing speakers, and tickets are only $10. So look out for the Eventbrite.
Yes.
And more information is coming in the next couple of days.
Yes, let me know so we could share. I'm so excited about this event. This is going to be so much fun.
I'm so looking forward to hearing both of you.
Yes, you cannot get enough of me, okay?
No.
I agree. We
I
cannot.
get a morning text from Marisel all the time with good morning and a picture of her with a cup of coffee.
Now I see. I have gotten good morning texts too. This morning was my first one. I was like, oh, morning.
I like, I'm up. I'm up.
Nice, nice.
I enjoy getting up early on days just to have this conversation, and I love the interaction with our listeners. So if you have any questions for me, any comments, let us know. Jennifer, let me know. I am Ponce. I am Boricua Talks. I am Today Inspired Latina. I am Hispanic Rising Star. So look it up and a lot of things. So just Google me. Google me.
Yes.
Google me.
Google. Google it.
Yep, Google. I just have one question from Yamile. Is this through Zoom, Elizabeth?
Probably, I don't have. We are talking today about the platform that's going to be used for the event, but it will be virtual for sure on one of many platforms that are out there. It could be Zoom, it could be this one, who knows? I don't have that answer, unfortunately, but just keep an eye out for it. We'll post it.
Yay.
Call me, Yamile. Call me. I haven't received my text this morning from you.
Aw. Thank you so much. Marisa is always a ball, and thank you, Elizabeth, for joining us this morning. This was too much fun, and everyone that's watching, thank you for engaging. Thank you for commenting. Remember, you can always follow us at Women's Self Development. We have a website, womensselfdevelopment.org. And of course, if you have any questions, you want to connect with the speakers, womensselfdevelopment@gmail.com. And we are pushing our exclusive membership group. We are going to have a spa day only for members. So if you guys want to go, they're closing down for us, letting us use the space only for our community on the 19th of November in the city of Chicago. We'd love to have you join us. You can ask more questions. And that's it. So again, thank you, ladies.
Thank you, and have a great
week. Thank you, everyone. Everyone have a great week. Be safe.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.